Here's something that's going to change how you see every interaction with a woman from this point forward. When she reaches over and touches your arm, even for half a second, most guys think it's just friendly. Maybe she's being polite. Maybe it's nothing. And that's exactly why they miss what's actually happening. I've been the woman doing this more times than I can count. And I can tell you right now, it's never nothing. That touch carries information she's not saying out loud. Once you understand what's really behind it, you'll never misread her again. 1. She's checking if you'll flinch. You're mid-conversation, maybe telling a story, and her hand lands on your forearm for just a moment. Most guys don't even register it happened. But here's what she's actually doing. She's running a small test to see how you respond to unexpected contact. She's watching for micro-reactions. Did your body tense? Did you pull back even slightly? Did your voice shift? Or did you stay exactly where you were, steady, like her touch was the most natural thing in the world? That's the answer she's looking for. Not whether you noticed, whether you flinched. If you stay relaxed, something in her settles. You just passed a test you didn't know you were taking. But if you tense up, even for a second, she registers it, and she might not touch you again for the rest of the night. This isn't about confidence as a concept. It's about whether your nervous system tells her the truth before your words get a chance to lie. 2. She's holding on to the conversation before it ends. You're both laughing about something. The energy is good, and then there's a natural pause. You're about to check your phone, or look around the room, or shift your weight like you might walk away. And right before that happens, her hand finds your arm. Most guys think this is just emphasis, like she's underlining a joke. But what's really happening is she felt the moment slipping and reached out to physically hold it in place. She didn't want the conversation to end yet. She wasn't ready. And rather than say, "Wait, don't go," or "I'm not done with you," which would feel too exposed, her hand said it for her. This is one of the clearest signals a woman can give you, and almost every guy misses it because it's so brief. She's not being touchy. She's being strategic. She's buying more time without having to ask for it. And if you're paying attention, you can give her exactly what she's reaching for. Your presence for just a little longer. Don't rush out of these moments. She touched you because she wanted you to stay. 3. She's asking something she won't say out loud. There's a version of this touch that happens when the conversation takes a turn. Maybe it got a little deeper. Maybe you said something that surprised her. And instead of responding with words, her hand comes to rest on your arm like she's steadying herself. What most guys don't realize is that touch is sometimes a question disguised as a gesture. She's not just reacting, she's asking. Did you mean that? Are you serious right now? Is this going somewhere? The words aren't there, because the question feels too vulnerable to say directly. So her hand asks it instead. And here's where most guys fumble. They keep talking. They fill the silence. They miss the fact that she just opened a door and is waiting to see if you'll walk through it. When she touches you in a moment like this, slow down. Let the silence breathe. Hold eye contact just a beat longer than feels comfortable. That's how you answer the question she didn't ask. If you miss it, the door closes quietly and she assumes you weren't paying attention. But if you catch it, if you respond to what she's really asking, you'll see something shift in her face. That's when she knows you get it. Before we continue, if you're someone who's working on reading situations better, comment sharp below. That's how I'll know who's serious about this. 4. She's seeing how steady you actually are. This one's quick, but important. Sometimes when she touches your arm, she's not flirting. She's measuring. She wants to know if you're the kind of guy who gets rattled easily, or if you can stay grounded when things get close. Maybe the room is loud. Maybe there's tension. Maybe she just said something a little bold. Her hand lands on your arm, and what she's really doing is checking your composure. Are you still calm? Did your energy spike? Can you handle proximity without getting weird about it? Most guys either overreact or freeze. Both answers tell her the same thing. Pressure throws you off. 5. She's bookmarking this moment for later. Here's something most guys never consider. Sometimes a woman touches your arm not because of what's happening right now, but because she wants to remember it later. She knows this moment is going to replay in her head tonight, maybe while she's lying in bed, maybe when her friend asks how it went, and that touch is how she anchors the memory. It's physical punctuation, a way of telling her brain, this one matters, keep it. You probably won't notice anything different when it happens. The conversation continues, the night moves on, but that half second of contact, that was her pressing save, and when she thinks about you later, she'll remember exactly how it felt. 6. She's testing if you notice the small stuff. You're in the middle of a sentence and she reaches over, briefly, almost like an afterthought. Her fingers brush your forearm and then she pulls back. Most guys barrel straight through it. They don't pause, don't acknowledge it, don't even slow down. And that's the test. She's watching to see if you catch the small things. Because if you miss a touch that deliberate, what else are you going to miss? The shift in her tone when something bothers her. The pause before she answers a hard question. The look that says she wants to leave but won't say it. Women pay attention to whether you're paying attention. That light touch is her asking, "Are you here, or are you just talking at me?" You don't need to make a big deal of it, but if you pause, even for a second, let the corner of your mouth lift, or hold her eye contact just a beat longer, she'll know. And knowing you caught it changes everything about how safe she feels showing you more. 7. She's giving herself the green light. Sometimes a woman touches your arm and it has almost nothing to do with you. It's about her. She's been sitting there enjoying the conversation, feeling something build, and she's been holding herself back. That touch is the moment she stops holding back. Think of it like a release valve. She's been monitoring herself, making sure she doesn't come on too strong, doesn't seem too eager, doesn't give away too much too fast. And then something shifts. Maybe you said the right thing. Maybe the moment just felt safe enough. Her hand lands on your arm, and what just happened is she gave herself permission to want this. Most guys have no idea this internal negotiation is even happening. But it is, constantly. And when you see her reach out like that, understand what you're witnessing. She just decided to let herself go there with you. 8. She's getting out of her own head. Here's one that has nothing to do with signals and everything to do with how women experience attraction. When she's into you, her brain gets loud. She's analyzing everything. What did that mean? Should I say this? Does he like me? Is this going well? It's exhausting. And sometimes, the only way to shut it off is to do something physical. Reaching out and touching your arm snaps her back into the present. It's grounding. It stops the mental spiral and puts her back in her body, back in the moment with you. When she does this, she's not trying to communicate anything to you. She's trying to get out of her own way. And if you stay relaxed, stay present, don't make it weird, you're giving her exactly the calm she needed. That's more attractive than any clever line you could have said. 9. She's saying something words can't. There's a specific kind of arm touch that happens when the conversation gets real. Maybe you just shared something personal. Maybe she did. And right in that moment, her hand finds your arm and stays there. This isn't flirting. This isn't testing. This is her saying, "I felt that. What you just said landed somewhere. And I don't know how to respond with words, so I'm responding with this." Most guys get uncomfortable when conversations get emotional. They deflect, make a joke, change the subject. But if you can stay in the moment, if you can meet her touch with stillness instead of awkwardness, something clicks into place. She touched you because words weren't enough. And if you understand that, you'll know that the right response isn't to say anything at all. It's just to be there. Let the weight of the moment exist without trying to fix it or move past it. That's the kind of presence she's going to remember long after the conversation ends. 10. She's finding out if you can handle pressure. Sometimes the touch comes at a strange moment, right when tension is building, right when the conversation edges towards something neither of you have named yet. Her hand lands on your arm and suddenly the air feels different. What she's doing is increasing the pressure on purpose. She wants to see what happens when things get charged. Does your voice change? Do you start talking faster to fill the silence? Do you pull back or lean in? This is her checking whether you can handle intensity without crumbling or overcorrecting. Most guys fail this one without even knowing it was happening. If you stay steady, if you let the tension exist without running from it, you pass. And that pass earns you something you can't fake. Her trust that you won't fall apart when things get real. That's what she's looking for. Not smoothness, not charm. The ability to stay grounded when the heat turns up. 11. She's putting down a marker before going further. There's a version of this touch that happens right before things shift. You've been talking for a while, the energy is good, and she senses the conversation is about to move into new territory. Maybe deeper, maybe more personal, maybe towards something that feels like a risk. And right before she goes there, her hand touches your arm. It's quick, almost like she's tagging you. What she's doing is placing a marker, a small physical checkpoint that says, "Okay, I'm about to show you more of myself. This is me taking a breath before I do." Most guys don't notice it because it happens so fast. But if you're paying attention, you'll catch it. And when you do, you'll understand that whatever she says next is going to matter more than anything that came before. She's not just continuing the conversation. She's crossing into territory she doesn't cross with everyone. That touch was her way of steadying herself before the leap. 12. She's making sure you're actually here. Sometimes a woman touches your arm because she's not entirely sure you're present. Not physically. Obviously, you're standing right there. But emotionally, mentally, she's wondering if you're actually in this conversation or if your head is somewhere else. The touch is a check-in, a quick way of asking, "Are you with me?" It happens most often when the conversation has been flowing and then something shifts. Maybe you looked away, maybe your energy dropped, maybe she felt a flicker of distance she couldn't name. So she reaches out, and in that half second of contact, she's reading your response. If you meet her eyes, settle back in, and re-engage, she exhales. You're still here, but if you brush past it, stay distracted, or don't react at all, she takes note. And that note says, maybe he's not as invested as I thought. You don't need to do anything dramatic. Just be present. That's all she's asking for. 13. She's slowing things down on purpose. Here's one most guys completely misread. You're deep in conversation, things are building, and then she touches your arm. But the energy doesn't escalate. It settles. The pace drops. She holds your gaze a little longer but says less. She's not losing interest. She's doing the opposite. She's slowing things down because she doesn't want to rush through this. Most guys feel the momentum and want to keep pushing. They talk faster, try to be funnier, amp up the energy, but she touched you to pump the brakes, not because something's wrong, but because something's right. She wants this moment to last. She wants to feel it, not race past it. And if you can match her pace, if you can let the conversation breathe instead of filling every gap, you're showing her you understand something most guys don't. The best moments aren't the loud ones. They're the ones you let unfold slowly. 14. She's practicing being close without going all in. There's a version of this touch that's almost experimental. She reaches out, makes contact, and then pulls back, like she's testing the water but not diving in. Most guys either ignore it or read it as a full green light. Both responses miss what's actually happening. She's practicing. She's trying on what closeness with you might feel like without committing to it yet. It's a trial run, a way of asking herself, how does this feel? Do I want more of this? If you come on too strong the moment she touches you, she'll retreat. If you act like nothing happened, she'll assume you're not interested. But if you acknowledge it gently, maybe a slight smile, a half-second pause, a small step closer that doesn't crowd her, you're telling her the water's fine. You're letting her practice without punishing her for being careful. And that safety is what eventually lets her stop practicing and start meaning it. 15. She's picturing what happens next. This one's subtle, but once you see it, you can't unsee it. Sometimes when she touches your arm, her eyes go somewhere else for just a second. Not distracted, more like distant. Like she's running a simulation in her head. That's exactly what's happening. She's imagining what comes next, what it might feel like to keep talking to you, to leave with you, to see you again. Her hand on your arm is almost incidental. It's the physical anchor while her mind fast-forwards through possibilities. Most guys don't pick up on this because they're focused on what to say next. But if you watch closely, you'll catch the moment her attention drifts inward. That's her trying you on in her imagination. And if she likes what she sees in there, you'll know. Because when her focus comes back to you, something in her face will have softened. She's already decided this could be something. You just have to not mess it up. If you've made it this far, you already know this is hitting different. Go ahead and drop a like. Then subscribe and tap the bell so you don't miss the next deep dive. 16. She's releasing tension she didn't know she had. You ever notice how sometimes her touch comes with a small exhale? Like something loosened the moment her hand made contact? That's not an accident. Attraction is stressful. Not bad stress, but her body is running calculations constantly. Is this safe? Should I show interest? Is he into me? What if I'm wrong? That tension builds without her even realizing it. And sometimes the only way to release it is through touch. Her hand on your arm is a physical release valve, a way of letting some of that pressure escape. What this tells you is that she's been holding something in. She's been carrying tension about this interaction, about you. And that touch was her body's way of saying, okay, I can relax a little now. Most guys never notice this. But if you do, you'll understand that your presence just became a place where she feels less guarded. That's not nothing. That's the foundation of everything that comes next. 17. She's checking if it's safe to be soft with you. There's a specific kind of arm touch that feels different from the others. Slower, lighter, almost careful. When she touches you like that, she's not flirting. She's testing something far more important. She's checking if tenderness is safe here, if she can let her guard down, if being soft with you is going to be met with softness in return, or if you're going to make her feel stupid for showing it. This matters more than most guys realize, because plenty of women have learned the hard way that showing softness gets you hurt. So she tests first. A light touch, a careful moment. If you respond with gentleness, if your voice drops a little, if you don't make a joke, if you let the moment be what it is, she'll trust you with more. But if you brush past it or get awkward, she files that away too. And the softness retreats. You might never see it again. How you handle this one determines whether she ever really opens up to you. 18. She's crossing a line she can still walk back. Here's something important about women and risk. When she's interested, she's constantly calculating how much to show. Too little and you won't know. Too much and she's exposed. So she does something in between. She crosses a small line, but leaves herself an exit. That arm touch is often exactly that. It's forward enough to mean something, but subtle enough to deny if she has to. If you respond well, she'll keep going. If you don't, she can tell herself it was nothing. Just a friendly gesture. No big deal. Most guys don't realize they're being given an invitation wrapped in plausible deniability. They wait for something more obvious. Something that doesn't require them to take any risk. But that's not how this works. She made a move, a small one. She's watching to see if you meet her halfway. And if you don't, she won't make another one. She'll assume you're not interested, or you're not brave enough to match her, and she'll protect herself accordingly. 19. She's asking if you feel it too. There's a touch that happens when the conversation hits a certain point. Not just fun anymore. Not just flirty. Something real is sitting between you and neither of you has named it yet. And in that moment, her hand finds your arm and stays there a beat longer than usual. This is her asking a question she can't say out loud. Do you feel what I feel? Is this just me? Because putting that into words would be terrifying. What if she's wrong? What if you don't feel it? What if she's the only one in this moment? So she asks with touch instead. And your job, if you feel it too, is to answer without words. Hold the eye contact. Let a small silence sit between you. Don't rush to fill it. Maybe let your hand come to rest near hers. The answer she's looking for isn't something you say. It's something she feels from you. And if she feels it, you'll watch the last of her walls come down. 20. She's deciding if she's staying or leaving. This is the touch that carries the most weight. It usually happens later in the interaction. When the small talk is done, when something real has passed between you, when a decision is approaching that neither of you has acknowledged yet. Her hand finds your arm, and in that moment, she's deciding. Not just whether to keep talking, whether to stay in this, whatever this is becoming, whether to let herself want it, whether you're someone she can trust with the version of herself she doesn't show everyone. Most guys have no idea this is happening. They think the night is just unfolding randomly, but she's been taking notes the whole time. Every response, every moment you stayed present or drifted away, every time you got it right or missed the point. And this touch is her final check-in with herself. If she keeps her hand there, even for an extra second, she's already decided. She's staying. She's choosing you. All you have to do now is not give her a reason to change her mind. Now that you know what these touches actually mean, you'll start catching them everywhere. The brief contact that used to feel random will suddenly carry weight. And once you see the intention behind it, you can't unsee it. But touch isn't the only signal most men misread. There's another moment that happens constantly. One that feels casual on the surface, but carries even more information underneath. When a woman hugs you, she's communicating something specific. The way she holds on, how long she stays, where her hands land. Most guys treat it like a formality. They have no idea what she's actually telling them. The next video breaks down exactly what different types of hugs reveal, and why the signals hidden in that simple gesture are ones you can't afford to miss.